Well, tonight, Hartford police say they expect to make an arrest after they found a 2-year-old living in conditions that the police say are almost unsurvivable. Some of them, the officers, even refused to go into that house.
News 8's Bob Wilson talked to some of the neighbors who are outraged. He joins us now live with this terrible story. Bob.
Yeah, you know when the police go to the building and they look at it and say, that is too hazardous and dangerous for us to go in. They had to call the fire department to go in the special suits to look at it and to examine and get the detectives in there so that they can investigate as well. You know, it's deplorable conditions, and it was all found out because of a water leak. It started out with water pouring through the living room ceiling here on Ashford Street in Hartford. The downstairs neighbor, who doesn't want to be identified, says she went up to investigate and found a 2-year-old girl alone trying to get a glass of water.
The bathroom, the lights, the light switches are there. It was a flood. What if it's electricity, something happened? What if she fell? When she bumped her head? Anything could have happened to her. What if she was picking up the dog poo in the house and eating it?
They called police, who described the conditions as unlivable. Some officers didn't even want to go in the house.
And what they found was deplorable conditions. Dogs, feces, urine, described by our officers on scene in colorful manners that are not right for TV.
The police called DCF and the child was transported to the hospital. The police then called the fire department because of the hazardous conditions in the apartment. Then they called the animal control unit to remove the dogs from the house.
You see these types of conditions, common sense tells you got to get the kid out of that environment. It's darn near non-survivable. So the kids at Connecticut Children's, our detectives are investigating.
And the neighbors who live down below say this is not the first time they believe that 2-year-old was left alone upstairs. They say they've been hearing the pitter-patter of young feet for months, not realizing she could have been alone.
Like for a couple of months now, because they've been here since last year, June. So I've been hearing these steps, you know, and I'm like, I think this little girl's here alone, but we can't tell. How do we know?
Child psychologist Dr. Laura Saunders from the Institute of Living says there's a big difference between abuse and neglect. Oftentimes with abuse, you see fear, behavioral problems, irritability, and emotional withdrawal. But with neglect, there are different symptoms.
You're looking for things like how well kids are cared for. What's their hygiene look like? Or do they attend their preschool or school regularly?
And if you have any questions about how to report abuse, you can go to WTNH.com. On the website there, you can report abuse, neglect, or what you think might be wrong. As I said, the people living down below had no idea what was going on upstairs until the water came pouring through their ceiling. I'm Bob Wilson, reporting live in Hartford, News 8.